Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is Real Talk with Coach Sherri. And this channel is about workforce development, career readiness, entrepreneurship, and of course, real life, real issues, and real talk. This video is a recap of my live that I just had with Leanna Smith, who is a mental health therapist. And I am so excited about that live show. Oh my goodness, the chat was on fire. The guest was on fire. It was just a wonderful, wonderful show. And I hope that everyone that was able to tune in live were able to glean some great nuggets from the information that Leanna shared. And I just want to tell you guys, you have to have a high sense of discernment. You have to really follow your instinct. I had another guest who was scheduled to be on the show tonight, and even though our communication was going very well, I don't know what it was, but Leanna and I happened to be in a financial group together, and last night she gave a mental tip. And I was like, wow, she's so great at what she does. She's so knowledgeable. I typically don't book two guests on the same night, but I just felt compelled to invite her to come on tonight's show too, because I really felt where she is in her career, that the information that she was going to share would also help my other guest. He is well on his way too, but he's a little bit behind her in terms of experience. And I just thought that they would be a great connection for one another. Perhaps she could be his mentor or, just a point of reference. So I invited her last night and I asked her, would she like to join me on the show tonight? And she said, yeah, absolutely. That would be fun. I would love to do that. You guys, that was a blessing because I didn't realize, and he didn't realize, my guest was in a totally different time zone. I'm in Eastern time zone and he's in Pacific. And so he didn't know that I was in Eastern, even though we met in the Eastern time zone location. And I had no idea that he was in the Pacific time zone. So he missed the time to join the live, but Leanna was there and it still went seamless. It still went smoothly. And it was really by the grace of God that I just had the intuition to invite her last night to be on the show tonight. I promise you, I've never booked two guests for the same night. So for it to work out the way it did was a blessing. Leanna gave us great nuggets. I loved how the chat was communicating with one another. It was so much more than just saying hello. They were having full conversations. It felt like I was in a room of like-minded people, and her and I were having this conversation, and they were listening in, but they were also having their sidebar conversations that was totally relevant to what we were talking about. And I appreciate them for being there and for participating. I had, Vern's Junk Closet there, Jill's Comfort Zone, Angela's Critters. I had Green Fam 2.0. I had Manage My Success, Monique Scott. I almost don't even want to say the names because it was quite a few other people there. And everyone that was there, I appreciate you. You all have a special place. Carter's Eats was there. 50 and Climbing was there. It was wonderful. And Leanna not only shared with us her journey as a mental health therapist, but she talked about her education, what it takes to become a therapist. She was very transparent, talking about how she didn't pass the exam for, until the third time. And that's real talk. Not everyone passes the exam on the first try. And she explained that process. She talked about how it was to be 30 years old and joining the Air Force Reserve at 30 as a woman, and how that has helped her with her education and the finances and healthcare and things of that nature. She gave us wonderful tips on how to be more mindful, and that would help us to, get rid of those what if worries. I'm telling you, if you did not catch the live, I highly recommend that you catch the replay. Mental health is real. Mental health is happening all around us, and everywhere in and around us. And we all need strategies to help us through. A strategy is not always the Western medicine that is prescribed. We have it within ourselves to come through any adversary, any times of trial and tribulations. We have it within us to get through. You know, God doesn't bring us to anything that we can't get through. And when we get through, we are so much stronger because of it, you know. But I know that there are times, especially when it's so uncertain like it is, that it can take us off guard and take us off balance, and we may need that extra boost of something. But I love that Leanna gave us strategies that we literally can do. We just have to do it with a conscious mind. And I encourage you all to try those out. You know, try utilizing your five senses. God gave us those five senses for a reason, and I think they are so underutilized. So I encourage you to try that out. I want to thank all of my subscribers that have been rocking with me thus far. If you're not yet part of this team, I want to invite you now to hit the subscribe button and the bell for notification for when I do post new videos. Also, if you feel that there is someone else that may need to hear the message that Leanna shared, if they're interested in going into the mental health field, if they are considering mental health just as for a counseling perspective, I would love for you to share that video with them. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and let me know what are your thoughts. If you are looking at this video, which you must be because you're here, leave a comment down below and let me know other future guests that you would love to see on my lives. I go live every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a new guest. My guests, they range in their experiences from athletes to entrepreneurs, nonprofit organizations, independent contractors, you name it. I'm open. I'm so curious, and I love to give other people exposure for what they're doing, and to allow you to be exposed to it, because you just never know. It might be a nugget you needed to hear. It might be your purpose that they're living in that you are like, wow, I never thought about that. I would love to do that too. So that's what it's all about, the connecting of people, places, and things. I want you all to remember to please stay safe. Thank you for tuning in. I want to thank Leanna Smith again for being a dynamic, clutch guest. I really, really do. And for my guest that was supposed to be on, you know, I'm hoping sometime down the future he can come on and we'll get our time zone thing figured out. You know, no hard feelings at all. It all worked out anyway. And that's how it is, you know. As long as you stay in tune and listen to God, it will always work out. So no hard feelings. I look forward to having him on in the future. But Leanna Smith, thank you so much for coming through and for being so professional and just, you know, being open and with that ear that you were listening to the people in the chat, you know. Thank you. Thank you for that. So everyone, until we speak again, remember to stay safe, because this has been Real Talk with Coach Sherri.